Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another exciting season of Michigan State Spartan football. Friday night lights at Spartan Stadium in East Lansing.
Seven and 6 a year ago, had a disappointing offensive season as far as injuries were concerned, kind of set them back.
Tonight against the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa, a team that will play with amazing tempo and a team that loves to run the ball. The Michigan State defense will trot out the best run defenders in America. Last year, same guys in the middle this year. Tulsa wants to run the ball. That's what they do. They average 200 yards per game on the ground with two big-time running backs in Shamari Brooks and Corey Taylor.
That's right, and Corey Taylor's a guy who this week stepped out and said that it's no reason he can't do it again. He thinks that he himself and Shamari Brooks are going to get 100 yards apiece today, 5 yards a carry. And I think the guys up front, Kenny Willekes and Mike Ponachuk, Raekwon Williams and Jacob Ponachuk, are going to have something to say about that, George.
But this may be one of the really underrated teams in the country to make a push, not only for the Big Ten title, but for the college football playoff because of their strengths.
And Timmy, I think the X factor is, of course, Lewerke. That's the difference.
Proud sponsor of Spartan Athletics.
Growing up, basically, I had the idea of do the best I can in school and football. I knew down the line it would provide the best opportunity for myself. When I was at Timber Creek High School in Sicklerville, New Jersey, I had the opportunity to develop great relationships and bonds with all my teammates and my coaches, etc. I had a couple of friends, couple of buddies that I knew get themselves involved in some, different type of things going on in the community, some more negative things, and it's like, mischief, stuff like that. That basically had me with the idea of coming to Michigan State and be an education major this way, and I basically be able to graduate and then get a master's degree and be able to become a high school administrator to be able to help direct the kids into the right classes. That way you can be on their way to college. I saw the different type of disparities going on in different communities. So I was kind of thinking, how I can make an impact, how I can change some of those things. To my research, I realized that a lot of things have to come down to policies within towns and cities, and also to the different type of laws that, are going on. So my thought process was, how can I, make this change? I started turning my focus more towards the law aspect of things, doing some creative thinking. I kind of came up with a plan, an idea of going into corporate law and basically wanting to advocate for corporations to move their companies into like inner cities or to low-income areas. That way, kind of revitalize the schools, school districts in those areas, and give people different type of job growth and tax revenues and stuff like that. That I thought that would be really good for the community. I used to sometimes come by and just walk into the law school. I remember the first time I came over here, I was like, hey, I said, so I think maybe we'll become a lawyer one day. And my mindset was like, it's a possibility, years after I'm done playing football, done the NFL, just to, walking by, got free time, just start chatting with the secretaries. And then I did that, every year, just start chatting with them. So they already kind of knew who I was a little bit. They didn't really fully know I was going to try something like this. And I started just basically doing my research, reaching out to mentors, sliding somebody's DM on Twitter. That's a mentor. I said, hey man, can I ask you a couple of questions? So that's literally how I was able to start connecting with people. So I really started studying for LSAT at the end of the season. So basically didn't have a whole lot of time to basically prepare for that at all. Sometime in January, I kind of finally told Coach D'Antonio, hey, this is kind of what I've been thinking about, in the back of my head, I already was going through the process, while I was, still playing during the season, stuff like that, but I didn't actually, open my mouth and say anything to the coaching staff. I definitely was really nervous. Once I, knocked on Coach D'Antonio's door and, sat down, he was, like, hey, Cam, what's going on? And I kind of just broke it to him. I'm never going to forget the look on his face, you know. So it was definitely an interesting conversation. Walking out of it, I definitely had his support, and he was all for it, really positive about it.
It was exciting for us, for him, very exciting for us as a program as well, to go to law school. Knew that it would take sacrifice on both ends of the stick there. At the same time, you know, it was something that maybe for a lifetime will provide opportunity for him. So I thought it was a great thing, a great opportunity, and we were going to support it in any way we can.
Coach D is one of the people who comes to us all the time and tells us, you know, find something that you love outside of football, and law is one of his things, and Josh, obviously, with the video stuff. So a bunch of guys have like a bunch of interests outside of football, and it tells a lot about us that we're just not football players, and we do more things than that. Say, not around the country you see, you know, most people be able to go and be able to put hours into other things outside of football, and so it's a special place to be able to come here and be able to do what you want to do.
I want everybody's dreams to come true here. You know, I'm just not just a football coach. You know, to me, you know, you take on this responsibility. You're a little bit more of a life mentor too. But we got guys that can play baseball at this level. I want them to play baseball. If we got guys that can play basketball at this level, I want them to play basketball. So you can be a lawyer, go be a lawyer too. But let's come to Michigan State and try and fulfill all your dreams, not just the dreams in this locker room. Let's take things and try and expand on those things and use these moments as really moments that can shape your life.
We're the first land-grant institution in the country, and for us to continue an agricultural heritage has always been important to our administration at the university as well as in our athletic department. Every day is different. Mother Nature gives you a different scenario every day of the year. Weather-wise, we had a really horrible summer last year, and then the fall was very, very wet, which made for some really challenging conditions in Spartans Stadium. So we began the discussion, if we were to put in an NFL quality field with all the bells and whistles, what would that look like? The field had originally been installed for the season of 2002. There were a number of things that needed to be either replaced or repaired. We just rolled it all up and redid the entire field level. We've had a long-standing relationship with Sports Fields Incorporated. The owner of that company, Brian Storm, is an alumni of Michigan State and has been involved in many field projects here. With his experience in the NFL, MLB, MLS, it made perfect sense for us to reach out to him and talk to him about what was best and what was needed for the future needs of Spartan Stadium.
And the spring game concluding practice here at Michigan State. So long, everybody, and go green, go white.
The Monday following the spring game, we began a renovation of the field level, which meant that we removed all the materials at field level, the track surface that surrounded the field, as well as the field itself. And we built the field literally from 15 inches beneath the field up. We don't have the time to just, cancel a season at Spartan Stadium and let it grow in. So we have to bring in sod. And when you have to bring in sod, you try to find the best soil match and the best turfgrass types available.
February 1st, I started working for the Booth Law Firm. Started off as more of like a legal assistant, and eventually got promoted to more of a law clerk type position. And that has opened up my eyes to the law process. I had the opportunity to work on real cases. I remember my first case, they just basically threw at me and said, "Hey Cam, start breaking this down." I'm like, "Okay, well, what do I got to do again?" Trying to figure out the whole law process. Basically, between February 1st and now, I've had the opportunity to work on a ton of cases. I had the opportunity to participate in a whole lot of mock trials, stuff like that, actually in this courtroom here. Worked on a few mock trials, preparing our head attorney for trial. Also had the opportunity to file motions, work on some briefs, a whole lot of different things with the Booth Law Firm. So it's definitely given me a whole lot of confidence going into law school that, hey, not only just this is an idea, a thought that I have, but actually be able to see it done in real life is, definitely something I know I can do. There's a whole lot of stereotypes that get placed on football players as well as athletes in general, as well as, men of color as far as across this country. I feel like it's definitely a whole lot of different, I wouldn't say pressure, but it's kind of just, I look at it more as motivation to try to basically show what it is that I can do as far as that, these stereotypes and expectations are definitely not limiting me in any type of way. I know it's going to be, a whole lot of people that are going to be welcoming, accepting. I know also there's going to be some individuals who are not all excited about what it is that I'm trying to do. But at the same time, I've definitely got to just stay positive. I use the term a lot, tell myself a lot, just basically just run through the smoke. Don't worry about things too much. Don't overthink it. Just go out and just basically do what I'm doing.
Connor Hayward, the running back. The ball at the 37-yard line of Penn State. They'll hand the ball off to Connor Hayward. He'll wind up and throw it downfield.
Oh, he caught
it! 5. It is caught by Cam Chambers.
I just kind of have a drive about me. I just, I know that I want to be successful at whatever I do. For me, my freshman year, I was redshirted, so I was like, okay, if I can't, be great at football, let me be great at school. So I kind of just went on that aspect and tried to just do the best I can in my classes. And then when I had the opportunity to play, I realized that I already developed skills academically, so I might as well just continue to do both the best I can at a high level.
Little play fake and bootleg action for Lewerke, who's got outstanding legs. Markers come flying down as he's hit late out of bounds.
3rd down, 7 at the 15. Hayward to the right of Lewerke. Shotgun snap, quick throw right side to Connor.
Nice
Slips
move.
out of a tackle. He's at the 10, he's at the 5. Heads for the right pylon. He is close, he's in. Touchdown, MSU.
A successful opening drive, and you see the 9 plays and one opening drive for a touchdown all season a year ago, so the pace was a little quicker.
Smith throws it left side. Nice grab by Keelan Stokes. He's hit hard at the 19, but he hung on. Josiah Scott. Smith takes a quick snap, puts it out in the right flat, and knocked down is Shamari Brooks after he caught the ball. But Antoine Simmons, line snap back to Brian Lewerke. Left flat toss to Ladarius. Nice shifty move, fake left, took it right. He's into Tulsa territory. Tulsa celebrating as if they have stopped the Spartans, and I think they may have.
Tulsa's got to feel good about themselves.
And this defense has really given the offense an opportunity.
It's blocked. Special teams. Pa-boom. And it's picked up by the Spartans.
That's what Mark D'Antonio's team does. They're known for special teams.
Dominique Long.
38-yard field goal try for Matt Coughlin. It is on the way, and it is good. It's Michigan State 10 and Tulsa nothing.
Let's see how Philip Montgomery handles this, how aggressive he is backed up here. Because at some point in time, he's going to have to leverage the skill set that makes this offense special.
High snap over his head. They're running after it. Who's going to get there first? It is going to be the Spartans.
That's Kenny.
At the 20-yard line. Kenny Willekes, who else? Caught on the run at the 35-yard line.
That's a lot of hard work and effort, really putting in the hours here and then also putting those hours in school time too. All those studying hours just like regular students, but we have a bunch of more responsibilities. It was like being on time to meetings and lifts and things like that. So it's very hard work and it's a bunch of dedication.
I thought they were like, 2 different motivations, how to be motivated in football, how to basically try to be dominating football. I thought school was just studying more, but then older I got, realized it's basically the same thing, where if I can be really motivated and try to be as best football player I can be real dominant on the football field, I take the same attitude, mindset in the academics, and I can basically do the same thing. I kind of thought that was pretty cool how I could, switch that together. And even now with the law side of things, hey, if I can try to be real dominant in the football field, let me basically learn the tools that I need to be real dominant and have the same attitude and aggression in the courtroom. I'm trying to defend the client.
What I see in him gives me reason to believe that he can is he's resourceful, he's patient, he's a guy that can sort of schedule his time and itemize what he needs to do. He looks to be a guy that can stay focused on the task at hand. And I think all those things are the things that he's going to have to be able to do a great job with his time management. And he's done that so far. He's graduated in, I guess, 3 years' time. So, we'll see what the future holds here.
The opportunities that been opened up for me since I came to Michigan State, it's truly amazing. Coach D'Antonio's been, he's been phenomenal. He's definitely always had my back through my time here at Michigan State, and has always been very extremely supportive. Opportunity to play football at this big time university, and be at a amazing law school as well. So it's kind of just basically living the dream right now.
From the day that the grass went in until our first scrimmage, we are very detail-oriented in maintaining the grass every day, making sure that no matter what Mother Nature throws at us, that we're doing the best that we can in those situations. Hot, wet, and humid are very difficult conditions to establish a high-quality athletic surface. We set the stage for greatness for our student athletes, and providing them with an opportunity to achieve their dreams has always been a really important thing to us.
The new turf, I don't know, it's just nice, it's just so good, and the lady, she takes real good care of it. Like that is her baby for that grass, and she loves that grass.
I love kicking on this field.
My favorite time of the
A lot of people take the time and effort to make sure we have the nicest playing surface, and I can't wait to see what the new grass is going to be like. I feel like it's going to be super nice, and it's going to be perfect conditions every time. It always is. I just can't wait to play on it.
Well, we're mowing it every day right now, making sure that we're not overwatering it. When you're having heat like this, you want to provide the surface with the exact correct amount of water and not overwater it. Otherwise, it's like sleeping in a wet bed. It's really walking a fine line every day. Just keeping a detail to it, putting fertilizer and other plant protectants on it that might be needed or necessary. So it's really like babysitting. It's a lot of babysitting every day. When we get towards the season, we'll be painting it and doing some other things with it, but getting it to a more playable state. But right now, it's just about growing grass and maintaining healthy turf grass.
Tyler Hunt will hold from the left hash mark. Is it long enough? Yes, it is. Matt Coughlin from way downtown. And the Spartans go up 13-0 here.
Well, this top-rated rush defense showing their ability, and it's outstanding. Negative 25 yards for the Golden Hurricane on the ground.
Wild snap to his right. It's in the end zone. Spartans dashing for it. It goes beyond the back line of the end zone. That is a safety.
There's nothing doing against this stalwart Michigan State defensive front.
Snap back to Smith. Stands back near the goal line.
Ball's out.
One. The ball is loose. Scramble for it at the goal line. No indication yet.
Touchdown.
Is it into the end zone? Yes, it's recovered by the Spartans. Kenny Willikis makes another play. Wow. Touchdown, MSU.
Raekwon Williams knocked it out of there. And then Willikis, these are two guys that will be playing on Sundays next year, making big-time plays.
Smith throwing left side. It's going to be picked off. The Spartans get a pick. It's Antoine Simmons. Simmons on the return to the 30-yard line of Tulsa. Low snap, hand off to Jamari Brooks. Hit in the backfield for a big loss. Back inside the 30 at the 29. Mike Ponishuk makes another punishing play. So it's 3rd down and 1. And the 1 yard's not coming on 3rd down. A 2 or 3 yard loss Snap back to Bryant. Goes over the middle. Catch made by Darryl
nice
Stewart.
move.
Almost lost it. Now cuts to his left and runs away from Hurricanes. The kick is on the way. He's automatic. Matt Coughlin strikes again. Shamari Brooks is the running back. Zach Smith in trouble, and down he goes. Shamari Brooks to the left of Smith, and he's hit again. The ball came loose as he was hit hard by Jake Ponishuk. Just gets it snapped in time, and he's
nice
hit
play.
down as he winds up to throw from his weak side linebacker spot. Antoine Simmons. 3rd and 7. Zach Smith, the QB
There
for
you
Tulsa, hit down at the goal line and bang back into the end zone. And that does it.
That's the end of the game.
The game has ended with the Spartans winning over Tulsa 28-7. Minus 73.
Minus
for the Golden
73
Hurricane.
for the Golden Hurricane. That record is now this 2019 Spartan defense's
That's
record.
69 years ago.
There's a school that's known to all. Its specialty is winning, and the Spartans play good ball.
First game, you know what I'm saying? It's always good to start the season off with a dub. Did some good things, did some bad things. Just got to make sure we keep getting better each and every day.